Imagine sitting across from me at this old wooden kitchen table. You can hear the kettle whistling, the city quiet outside. Now, imagine trying to solve a puzzle for 56 years. Not just any puzzle, but a riddle left behind by someone who wanted the world to know he was smarter and scarier than anyone else. Everyone tried to crack it. Experts, cryptographers, even secret agents from 3 different countries. For decades, the answer felt just out of reach. The cipher was a taunt, a dare and a slap in the face, all wrapped in one. People started to wonder if it was even meant to be solved at all. Then, one ordinary Tuesday in 2025, a computer somewhere blinked awake, and almost quietly, the nonsense that had mocked generations became something else. A map, a message, a thread leading straight into the darkness. That's the story I want to tell you tonight. How a machine finally understood a serial killer's twisted mind, and what we found when we followed him through the fog. Let's go back just for a minute to San Francisco in 1969. Picture it. Fog so thick you could taste it, rolling in off the bay and licking at the streetlights. Paul Stine was out driving his cab. 29 years old, a soft-spoken English teacher by day, a cabbie by night, to make a little extra for his real dream, writing a novel. He was the kind of guy who wore neat shirts and always tipped his hat. That night, he picked up a passenger near the fancy Presidio Heights homes, thinking it was just another fare. He had no idea he was stepping into a story that would haunt the city for half a century. Paul pulled the cab over on Washington Street. It was late, quiet, just the click of the meter, the hum of the engine. Then, a single gunshot shattered the silence. Paul slumped over the wheel, gone in an instant. The man in the back seat didn't run. He leaned forward and calmly cut a piece from Paul's bloody shirt. He looked up, and there, across the street, kids were watching from a window. Know what he did? He waved, not scared, not hurried, almost proud. Then he slipped into the fog and was gone. A few days later, letters started landing at the city's biggest newspapers. They were signed the Zodiac Killer, each one more chilling than the last. One letter included that scrap of Paul's shirt, proof that whoever wrote it had been there. Another letter carried a taunt, a grid of 340 weird symbols, a cipher with the promise, "This tells you who I am." Panic swept through the city. The police were overwhelmed. Everyone was looking for a man with thick-rimmed glasses and a strange sense of humor. Suspects came and went. Arthur Lee Allen was a favorite, mainly because he owned a Zodiac brand watch. But nothing ever stuck. And then there was that cipher. The smartest minds in the world pored over it. Was it code? A joke? Every time someone said they'd cracked it, it turned out to be nonsense. Years passed. Decades. The case went cold. Paul's family never got answers. The detectives grew old, carrying the weight with them. And the cipher? It just sat there, like a sneer, frozen in time. The missing piece that no one could find. Why Paul? Why here in this quiet neighborhood? And why did Paul's taxi logbook vanish that night? Did the killer take it? Was the real clue missing all along? It started to feel like Zodiac had won. His riddle would hang over the city forever. Jump ahead to 2025. The FBI decided to try something new. A team of old-school detectives, weathered by too many cold cases, joined forces with a super-smart artificial intelligence. But they didn't just feed the cipher into a computer and hope for the best. They gave it everything. Every letter, every police report, every scrap of evidence, even the weather records from that October night. They told the AI, look at this differently. What did we miss? Weeks passed. The AI churned through the data. The detectives waited, not daring to hope. And then one night, the AI pinged. Agent Elena Vasquez, the lead, was sitting at her desk, half asleep, when she saw the alert. But the AI hadn't found words. It saw a pattern. Eleanor leaned in and whispered, "They're not letters, they're dots." The AI had plotted the cipher's symbols as points on a map, not a map of San Francisco, but of Lake Berryessa, where the Zodiac had attacked 2 young people just weeks before killing Paul. It pointed to a lonely spot near the water, beneath a lightning-scarred tree. With the world watching, under heavy guard, the team dug where the AI told them. Deep underground, wrapped in rotting plastic, they found Paul Stine's missing logbook. It was stained, the ink faded, but inside was a hand-drawn diagram. A bomb, exactly like the one Zodiac once threatened to use on a school bus. The cipher hadn't held a name or a confession. It was a map to his final sick trophy. But even this discovery was bittersweet. There was no name, no DNA, nothing to finally unmask the killer. Just the logbook, hidden as a private joke, feeding the ego of a man who believed he would never be caught. The eye delivered one more blow. The Zodiac was almost certainly dead by the mid-1970s. He hid his trophy not to be found, but knowing it was there, laughing at the world from the grave. He never dreamed a machine could outthink his secret map. For Paul's family, the discovery was a strange kind of relief. His niece said softly, "After 56 years, we found a piece of him. We know where he was hidden. It doesn't fix it, but it ends the searching for this." The cipher was finally solved, not with a name, but with a place. It turned out the Zodiac wasn't a ghost, just a cruel man, outsmarted by time and technology in the end. His final laugh, silenced. So, sitting here in this kitchen after all these years, what do you think? Did the Zodiac die with his secret? Or could this dusty logbook still hold one last clue, waiting for someone else to see it? The cipher's solved, but the man is still a shadow. What's your theory? Subscribe to Digital Verdict, True Crime, for more videos.